The woman felt dizzy and lightheaded from extreme thirst, yet she poured every last drop of water from her bottle onto her face to stay awake. Next, she carefully licked the water droplets that had formed on the top of the container. But this small amount of water was far from enough to quench her thirst. She quickly grabbed the bottle to collect more water, but she started retching after just a few sips. It turned out the water was mixed with rust and completely undrinkable. After an unknown length of time, a few raindrops fell on her face. The woman slowly opened her eyes and saw that it was pouring rain outside. She didn't dare waste a single moment. Immediately took out a lunchbox and placed it on the container to catch the rain. She even made sure not to miss using a small metal box too. While doing so, she accidentally pulled off the box's tab. Staring at the tab in her hand, a sudden idea to open the container's top came to her. The woman looped a rope around a part on the top of the container, grabbed both ends of the rope with her hands, and pulled with all her strength. She clenched her teeth tightly, putting her entire body weight into the pull. As she watched the metal sheet slowly open, sunlight streamed through the gap and onto her face. A relieved smile spread across the woman's lips. After climbing out of the container, she realized she was adrift in the vast, endless ocean. At that moment, figuring out how to get food became a new challenge. That was until she casually threw her baby's diaper into the sea, unexpectedly luring a school of fish. Looking at a pile of headphones inside the container, the woman used the headphone wires to weave a simple fishing net. She lowered the net into the water, then tossed the diaper in as bait. After just a short while, a small fish swam into the net, and she finally had something to eat. One day, she was pleasantly surprised to see a seagull fly over and feed on fish bones. This was a sign that land was not far away, but the water level inside the container kept rising. So the woman used a plastic food container to make a small lifeboat. She placed her baby inside the lifeboat and stayed ready to leave the container at any moment. However, the container sank too quickly. When the woman struggled to swim back to the surface, she found that the lifeboat with her baby in it had been swept away. She shouted in panic, and surprisingly, her cries attracted a whale. The whale did not harm her. Instead, it swam toward the baby, then gently sprayed seawater at the little one, making the baby cry out. The woman swam toward the sound of the cry, and finally found her child. The woman held onto the lifeboat and floated on the sea, using her last bit of strength to throw fish bones into the water one by one to attract seagulls. After an unknown amount of time, a woman on a fishing boat noticed the seagulls gathering in the distance, so she steered the fishing boat toward the lifeboat. After pulling the lifeboat onto the boat, she was shocked to find a child inside. At that moment, she noticed a rope attached to the lifeboat. The other end of the rope was tied to the woman's arm. When the woman was rescued, she had no breath left. The fisherman started performing artificial respiration on her. The baby seemed to sense something was wrong and began crying. Just then, the woman moved slightly and spat out water. She didn't even open her eyes, but immediately reached out, wanting to hold her baby. It wasn't until the woman slowly opened her eyes and confirmed that both she and her baby were safe that the heart she had been keeping tense for so long finally relaxed, and she couldn't help but burst into tears of relief.